The 4 levels of isms represent different dimensions and manifestations of systemic inequalities, requiring a multifaceted approach to address and combat them effectively. This framework helps to illuminate the various ways in which the isms can impact individuals and communities. Let's start with what most folks are familiar with: interpersonal. When most people think of the word racist or sexist, they may immediately think of someone making a rude comment towards someone else, or worse, bullying or a hate crime. This interpersonal dynamic refers to the interactions between individuals and how discriminatory beliefs and biases play out in interpersonal relationships. This includes overt acts of discrimination, microaggression, and biased behaviors. It's important to keep in mind that most people who perpetuate interpersonal bias and isms tend to do so unintentionally. Whether it is through microaggressions and attempts at compliments or connection that lack cultural awareness, sensitivity, or congruency, or through the use of outdated terminology that is offensive, or the avoidance of marginalized individuals out of fear of saying something that could be perceived as insensitive. Regardless of the intentions, the impact of those behaviors can be substantial. While this may be a more visible and easy to condemn form of bigotry, another persistent yet insidious form of discrimination driving inequity is at the institutional level. At the institutional level, discriminatory practices, policies, and norms are embedded within organizations, systems, and institutions. These structures perpetuate unequal opportunities and outcomes for different groups. Bias tends to be found in institutional patterns regarding hiring, promotion, pay, accountability, all which tend to disadvantage women and people of color in the workplace. Religious minorities may see institutional inequities based on which holidays are recognized and provided with company-wide time off, or workplace policies that restrict individuals from expressing their religious beliefs through attire. Institutional policies that deny certain benefits or rights to individuals in same-sex relationships may marginalize and harm LGBTQ team members. A workplace free from institutional bias promotes equal opportunities, leading to increased employee engagement. When employees feel that their contributions are recognized and rewarded based on merit, they are more likely to be motivated and committed to their work. Addressing institutional bias helps prevent turnover, as employees are more likely to stay in an environment where they feel supported, respected, and have opportunities for growth. Addressing institutional bias is essential for legal compliance as well. Mitigating institutional bias is not just a moral imperative, but also a strategic necessity. It aligns with UCARE's mission, enhances workplace dynamics, improves member services, and contributes to a more equitable and just society. Next is structural level bias and discrimination. This reflects the systems of public policies, institutional practices, cultural representations, and norms that work in various, often reinforcing ways to perpetuate racial group inequity. Examples of structural forms of isms include the following: discriminatory healthcare policies and laws that take away access to gender-affirming care for LGBTQ people, but not for cisgender people, which negatively impacts their health outcomes. Restrictions on reproductive rights, unequal access to healthcare, and workplace discrimination related to pregnancy disproportionately affect pregnant people. Structural barriers such as lack of ramps, elevators, or accessible transportation limit the mobility and full participation of people with disabilities in public and professional spaces. Lack of language access in public services and discrimination based on language proficiency create barriers to non-English speaking people and people for whom English is their second language. Recognizing the impact of structural barriers, allies can offer mentorship and sponsorship to marginalized team members. This involves providing guidance, resources, access to information, and opportunities for professional growth that may be disproportionately difficult for certain groups to access. Allies who are aware of the challenges faced by marginalized groups can play a crucial role in creating inclusive spaces. This includes ensuring that meetings, projects, and collaborations are structured in a way that provide equal opportunities for participation, leadership, and recognition. Recognizing that networking opportunities may not be equally accessible to everyone, allies can engage in intentional networking efforts. This may involve introducing marginalized team members to key individuals and leaders, promoting their work, and facilitating connections. An aspect of the isms that does not often get discussed or addressed is on the internalized level. Internalized isms refer to the internalization and acceptance of societal prejudices and discriminatory attitudes directed towards one's own identity or cultural group. This phenomenon can have profound impacts on individuals across various marginalized identities. Individuals with disabilities may internalize ableist notions, leading to feelings of inadequacy or a desire to conform to societal norms of ability. This can hinder self-advocacy, acceptance, and the pursuit of personal goals. Individuals from economically disadvantaged backgrounds may internalize classist beliefs, leading to a sense of shame or inferiority associated with socioeconomic status. This can impact confidence, educational pursuits, and social mobility. Internalized isms can contribute to psychological distress, including anxiety, depression, and a sense of alienation. Further, individuals may engage in behaviors that align with societal prejudices, limiting their aspirations, career choices, or personal relationships. While the internalized level impacts the individual, it is important to keep in mind that this level is a reflection of accepting the societal and interpersonal biases and stereotypes presented about one's group. This is still a reaction to external forms of bias and oppression, not an individual shortcoming. Creating a supportive and affirming environment is so important for individuals to overcome the impacts of internalized prejudices and embracing their authentic selves.